that slurp got picked up by the microphone. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Close your eyes, Em. Once I get this up.
Oh.
Boom. Cool. Right. Welcome back.
It's good to be back. We're so back.
We're so back. So today you touched on last week. I swear it's Blue Beetle you spoke about last week.
I did.
Because that you inspired us to look at overlooked movies. Overlooked comic book movies, sorry. So we're looking at overlooked comic book movies today. So I've come up with a list for you.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty tight list. We're just going to go through and we're going to work out why these are not loved.
Okay.
Or weren't loved. Because a couple of them are loved now, but they weren't loved at the time.
Right.
But we'll get to that.
I haven't seen this list, by the way.
This is it. This is going to be a surprise to you. So we're going to play a little game for it as well.
Okay.
Play a little numbers game. So numbers game is going to be how much you think it cost,
Mm-hmm.
how much you think it got at the box office.
Okay. Right.
Simple as that.
It sounds a lot more simple than I feel like it's going to be.
No, it's just as simple as that.
Okay.
No discussion. We'll talk about it. Because I think you like all these movies. I think you like all these movies.
We shall see.
We shall see. So yeah, let's start off with the one that kind of inspired this whole thing. Blue Beetle. So Blue Beetle came out 2019.
What?
No, I've skipped a movie already. Sorry, came out 2023.
Yeah. I'm sure I watched this like 3 months ago.
So yeah, you know it came out 2023.
Yep.
Actually, let's just go straight for it. How much do you think it cost?
Don't know, there's a lot of CGI in that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Whole fake city.
It was a big fake city.
I feel like none of that suit was real.
Probably not.
130 million.
Okay, I mean that's an unfair guess. That's a fair guess, right? So, 104 million pounds it cost. 104 million.
Okay.
Pounds.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
bad. So that's just the production cost.
Yeah.
What we do know is it wasn't marketed very much.
Yeah.
I feel like it wasn't marketed very well.
Marketed. No.
No, so I feel like let's say you're 130 million.
Yeah.
That's I feel like 130 million is kind of fair.
Oh, okay.
How
I'll
much
take
do you
that.
think it got?
That's a win.
Well, is it a win?
I went to the cinema on opening day of Blue Beetle.
How many people in the cinema?
Minus me and my friend, probably like 6 other people.
Uh-huh.
We walked in and we thought, oh god, like
Yeah.
what's happened? Like,
I didn't pre-book my tickets, and I got there thinking, well, I should have pre-booked. I shouldn't have. Sat right in the middle, right at the back, my perfect spot.
I'm gonna say 60 million.
60. Okay,
That's too low.
it's really low.
Yeah,
That's way too
but
low.
no one watched this.
Not many people.
The
watched
last thing I remember is that after like week 1, it was on like 40 million.
Okay, well, worldwide, it eventually got 129 million, 130 million.
I'm happy for them.
I'm not.
I'm happy that it wasn't 60 million. It wasn't 60.
You know, that film deserves so much more.
It did. I was a
It
big
was
fan.
a good movie.
I think
Just
it was
fine.
I think it was a really fun movie. I think,
It was fun.
you know, my number 2s last week were about what felt like comic books in a movie. That feels like a comic book in a movie.
Yeah. Big
Yeah.
time. That's it. It was colourful. Action was decent enough. The characters were lovable. I really liked all the characters in it. I can't lie.
Who did you love most?
Name Isaac.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, but even Jaime himself, who
Yeah.
I'm going to butcher his real name, but Jaime himself, I thought was actually quite charming.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed watching him actually, and I really hope James Gunn keeps him around. Actually,
I think it's a good job. Like, I think he must be like around the age. I think he's in his early 20s.
yeah, because he's from Cobra Kai, right? Which I haven't watched.
Yeah.
So you can't start getting famous as a teenager. And that was only a few years ago.
But it's weird because like Neymar's ex is like 30, and he's like, I think he's like 21, 22. Yeah.
Well, it's nice. Hollywood's done it that way around for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
So why was this not loved?
I don't think anyone wanted to see it. I think
I don't think anyone did. I think DC's got a bad rap.
it's just a weird one to kick things off with. Do you know what I mean?
But also, it's not kicking things off because Aquaman's coming out 2-3 months after it.
That's true, but like that first Aquaman movie made like $1 billion, right?
Yeah, but it's not going to be in the universe anymore.
But what I'm saying, no, this is. Apparently
But
this is the first one, yeah.
But this is.
Yeah.
But then Aquaman's coming out and it's not going to be.
I can't keep track anymore. But what I know is that, at least with the first Aquaman movie, he'd been in Batman v Superman for like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
And he'd been in Justice League.
Yeah, Aquaman came out after Justice League.
I think it was 2018, yeah.
Okay.
But like, for me, he'd had that build-up. This is a character that, unless you're a comic book fan or you watched Young Justice, you've never heard of.
Young Justice made me love Blue Beetle. Because beforehand I was just like, he's Booster Gold's mate. I don't care. And do you know what? I after watching this movie, I really want to see more of him. I want to see Booster Gold maybe somehow brought into this. I want to see original Ted Cook. Because I think they did a good job with those characters. And I think they could do a good job of adding those to him.
I think they did a good job leaving it open. You know?
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it, beginning to end. I loved like the family element of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a lot of fun. I think the uncle is the best character in the movie. I think, is it Rudy? No.
George Lopez.
Whatever. No, in the movie, is it Rudy?
I can't remember his name.
Either way, like,
it's just fun. It's fun movie.
Yeah.
Fun movie.
Yeah.
It's better than probably 50%, at least 50% of all the other comic book movies come out in recent years.
Yeah, because I think it doesn't try to take itself too seriously.
No.
You know, Susan Sarandon is just fun racist. Like, I've never... like, Susan Sarandon, like, I don't know, like, she'll never not be, like, attractive. I'm going to put that out there.
Well,
yeah.
even in a Build That Wall character.
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
I think that has to be.
Whoa.
No, I'm joking. But, like, for me, it's like, yeah, everyone knows who this is. Everyone likes her from something. And it's like, we're just going to make it the most unlikable person ever.
Yeah, and it did a good job.
It's not like that Marvel thing where it's like kind of hinted that this person might be a little bit racist, but they really go into it. She's like, she's like, like, all my cleaners are Latino, like,
who's gonna clean your toilet, Donald Trump?
Yeah, that's what she did. You. Yeah. So like, I liked it. You know, she's just full-time hater. It wasn't like, let's try and make her like, and you know, let's try and build some empathy for a character. It was, she wasn't allowed in the company, and then she took it over, and now she's like, you know, just nuts. So
like classic bad guy.
Yeah. Big comic book bad guy.
Corporate bad guy.
I really enjoyed it.
And do you know what I think would have also killed this movie a bit? I'm not saying these guys would have like launched it into $1 billion movie or anything, but I think the actors' strike and the writer's strike kind of killed it a bit.
100%.
Because there's some charismatic looking actors in that movie that I think could have drummed up a little bit more excitement.
Well, I think even like Suicide Squad, the first one, none of those characters are really popular, apart from Harley Quinn. But even then, her popularity has skyrocketed even more since then. And at the time, and I'm sure that made maybe like 5.
Are we talking the Suicide Squad?
No, the first one.
The first one, yeah. Another film that the blacks and the Mexicans loved.
Really?
That's what it felt like.
I thought white girls loved it because every Halloween for like 4 years straight.
Everyone did that.
Yeah.
God, what a time 2016 was, huh? But it's. I don't believe a film deserves success just for representation. I think that's bare minimum.
Yeah.
But I think if people would realise a good movie had representation, that might have, sparked something in their interest a little bit more. Because it was a good movie and it represented a community I thought quite well.
Are we talking about Suicide Squad here?
No, I was talking about Blue Beetle, but also good. Suicide Squad. But I wouldn't say well.
Who did it represent? I
don't think it represented anyone well.
Right.
But there was Latina characters, there were black characters, Australian characters, I guess.
One black character.
Yeah, I know.
Not with his wife. Left her as a single parent and is a criminal.
No, but looked after his kid though.
and is a criminal. I guess Amanda Waller. So
she's a real good role model, Amanda Waller. Yeah, but yeah, okay. So deserve more. We agree on that.
Deserve more. I think the only weird thing about that movie is that literally everyone in his family murders someone apart from him.
Oh my. Yeah.
The one person you think he's going to kill.
Yeah, let's in case we spoil it for anyone, so as we know, no one's watched it.
Exactly, everyone's got the chance to go and watch this movie.
Go watch the movie; it's good. Right. So my number 2.
Yes.
Let me check the order. Try to do the correct order. Yeah. So number 2 is another DC movie. I think this is one you probably like the least.
If this is Suicide Squad.
No, it's not.
Okay.
I thought the original Shazam was good.
This is the first one.
First one, yeah, first one.
I have a confession.
Okay.
I still have not seen the second one.
I haven't seen the second one.
But I feel like I should see the second one.
Based off the first one,
yeah,
I'd watch the second one.
Yeah.
Based off everything I've heard about the second one,
yeah,
I can't be bothered.
Fair. The second one, that must have grossed peanuts, man. I don't know a single person.
The second one got absolutely mullered at the box office. So every time I searched for Shazam box office, Shazam 2's box office came up.
Right.
And that film lost. Not millions, not tens of millions. I'm talking hundreds of millions it lost.
Well, I turned on the telly.
Hundreds of millions.
Like 2 weeks after it came out. It was on the Play Store. And I was thinking,
really?
They didn't even give us a chance to breathe. They didn't even try to throw it like it's one of those like inflatable rings. They just said, "You drowned. Let's do this."
So this movie. All right. Before I ask how much it cost and how much you think it grossed.
Yeah.
This movie made a healthy profit.
Right.
I said it's overlooked because I don't think it's got enough love. I don't think it's a good movie. I don't think it's better than Blue Beetle. I don't think it's the greatest movie ever. But if I was a parent trying to like entertain my 10-year-old, this is a perfect comic movie for them.
I have a story about this movie.
Right, first, give me the cost. Give me a gross. And then hit me with your story. How much do you think it's cost?
I'm going to say 80 million.
Oh, wow. 100 mil.
$80 million. Oh.
And this was pushed.
Right.
So I reckon we're talking a good 180 million.
Okay.
Right. Marketing. But it still made a healthy profit.
I think it made 500 mil.
Yeah. Not really. But I think that's help. Considering DC's track record, that's not a bad revenue. So that's not bad revenue.
I contributed to 4 of those tickets.
Okay.
Alright. This movie came out, I think I was...
So it's 2019 it came out. Right?
2019. So I was 18 and I went with Dad.
Yeah.
And I went with Josh.
I was there with you.
Oh, well, I contributed to 5 of these tickets. Chug was there.
Yeah.
Josh was there. Shout out Josh, my foster brother. And I was there with a girl I was seeing at the time.
Yeah.
Bad relationship with both parents.
Yeah. I
absolute car crash watching that movie, by the way.
Tough.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Tough.
Yeah. I've never squirmed more in my seat sat between 2 people than I did that day.
Yeah.
It didn't help that they both hated each other already. And then I dragged them to this movie about a kid.
Together.
Yeah. With terrible relationship with his mum.
Yeah. I was very aware of that. I was very aware of the hatred between those two going to the cinema. And then I started really enjoying the movie. And then a certain topic came up and I was like, oh, there's one person here who I wish I wasn't watching this with.
There was 2.
I hope she will. Oh, 2.
There was 2. So yeah.
But I mean, it's a good emotional beat.
Yeah, I think it's good when it doesn't hit close to home.
Yeah, it probably doesn't do a great job of. It's not my story. It's not my lived experience.
Exactly. So. I think it's just tough because it's not like there's any like the payoff is that we found a new family. But that doesn't happen like a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's kind of like I'm sure it's not fun when you're experiencing that yourself. But me and you, I thought it was great. Personally,
it was nice, man.
I thought it was really nice.
It's like big as a superhero. fun. I think it played out. I think Zachary Levi kind of wore that into the ground.
Who became the hottest?
Who became the hottest? What are you talking about? Who? Out of who?
The kids.
What? Oh my god! You know I fancy Megan Good. So, but I'm not going to say what you want me to say.
No, I'm not looking for a soundbite.
That's insane.
But I think Mary Marvel.
Yes, and you know what? I hope her name is Sasha Grace Colleen, I think.
Okay.
I thought she did an amazing job, and she clearly loved doing it. Like, she pushed the marketing hard. I really wanted to stick around. I think she deserves, just from their love of the character, she deserves a James Gunn to recast her something in DC.
So this is the kid version of Mary Marvel?
No. Well, it's the same one.
In the second one, because she grew up, but I thought in the first one it was somewhat different.
The first one? Was she someone different in the first one?
Yeah.
I can't remember. I can't remember.
Either way, it's a stupid concept to wait nearly 4 years. 4 years to do 2 movies for.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen the second one.
I mean, COVID.
None of these children look the same. That cute little girl with the glasses.
That's a big woman.
Yeah. The stick doesn't work anymore. Yeah. Like, this guy, he's like my age.
Is it?
It just doesn't work.
I think COVID killed it, to be fair.
Yeah, fair.
Because it was a mediocre success. Critically mediocre, revenue mediocre.
COVID couldn't have killed this.
Yeah.
The movie or the rollout?
No, it's in like for number 2. Like they could have started filming straight away. Do you know what I mean?
Fair.
So yeah, but
weird character to start, like, you know, build a foundation of a universe with again, because you've got an X amount of years with these characters. Like,
it's very limited.
Yeah,
and then even weirder to then give his arch nemesis the keys to the universe. Don't know what that's
if that's on this list.
It's not on this list.
Okay, because I was leaving. I was going to leave.
So, overlooked? Do you believe it's overlooked? Do you think it didn't get enough love? I think revenue-wise, probably fine. Could have got a bit more dosh. Would you call it overlooked?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
No. I don't think it's like a groundbreaking movie by any standards. I just think it's a feel-good film. I think that's enough. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Screw you too. Right, this is my number 3.
Oh, yes.
And every time anyone does anything about overlooked, underloved, whatever, this movie comes up every time, and the same people. Get my ass like, wow.
Yeah. The Raid, but with white people.
The Raid with white people and a gun. I like this movie.
Yeah. You have eyes, so I would hope you like this.
Yeah. How much did it cost?
I know this was like cheap.
Cheap.
There's like 2 sets.
One building.
I'm gonna say 50 mil.
That's almost bang on that.
Okay.
So it was so cheap they couldn't even give a definitive number. It's between 30 and 45 mil. So
right.
The upper
You were being generous.
Being generous. Well, yeah.
I think it made 120 mil.
No.
I think it made 50 mil.
No.
I think it made 60 mil.
Made 41 million.
That is grim. I knew it was bad. I didn't think it was that bad. 100 mil was very optimistic.
And that is why the people on Twitter will never be listened to.
Why?
Because look how much money it lost, man. Oh, good movie. It's a shame.
Yeah.
Real shame. I don't know what happened to the main character in it. I've never seen her in anything since. Or maybe I just don't recognise her in anything since.
I think that might be the case. I have no idea. Because I was thinking that as soon as that popped up.
Watching it back, Lena Headey's in it.
Yeah.
So I watched this before I watched Game of Thrones.
Right.
And then when I rewatched it, I was like, yo, she nuts.
She is nuts.
I can't remember his name. The boys man.
Carlo.
The boys man. Carl Urban. Somehow one of his best performances. Showing half his face.
I don't think... This is a safe space.
Go on.
I don't think Carl Urban's...
Good actor.
No.
Huh.
That accent in The Boys... atrocious.
Yeah, I still don't know what he is.
There's 3 performances I can remember before. This, Star Trek? Just deadpan, you know what I mean? Star Trek?
Yeah.
Doesn't really require much from him, you know? And then The Boys. It's just kind of like, dude with a lot of bravado. There's some serious emotion behind it.
Yeah.
But it just kind of cracks through. You never really see it that much, apart from once or twice, and then that's kind of it. Like, I think that's down to the writing. I feel like the character writing on The Boys could be a lot tighter. The world building's great, but I'm not a fan of the character writing. And you're on your letterbox, and I'm getting nervous.
No, I'm trying to find out what else Carlin was in. There's one other thing I've seen him in, but I can't remember what it was.
The Doom movie from 2005 with The Rock.
Okay.
It's probably not that,
but this is the obvious one, right? This is definitely overlooked.
100%.
Well, it's a top movie.
No, I guess.
Oh.
No. Because everyone knows it's overlooked now. Does that make sense?
No. So we got to remember, everyone lives in echo chambers. We live in nerd world.
Yeah, so all nerds have seen this, but if you're not a nerd, you're not going to be interested in this. There's a sci-fi...
No, this is a straight up good movie.
Bro.
Okay. Straight up good movie.
Okay. Well,
They show me a hit.
Okay.
The slow-mo thing, great idea. Whoever thought that idea needs a medal. Why are you looking at me like that?
The Raid is better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
That's my 2 pence.
Oh yeah, sorry. One of the best action movies of the 21st century is better. Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Same premise, but
you got your win. You got your win. But it's good. It deserves to be a hit.
Yeah. And especially, you know, obviously this is what, 2012 this movie came out in?
I don't know.
I think it's 2012 or somewhere around that time.
Yeah.
That budget does not show at all, even today.
Yeah, no, it stands up.
Yeah, because I was thinking
there's something going on. There's something going on at the moment where it's like it's actually visual effects have actually got worse.
Do you know what it is?
Go on.
It's that not animators, but people who do like CGI and stuff, special effects artists. They are not allowed. Not allowed, but there's no union for them.
No,
they're just not unionised.
Oh yeah.
So people go to them instead of like makeup artists and practical effects people. So yeah, that's it. That's why everyone loves Baby Yoda, because it's not CGI. It's just an actual puppet, and like you can just make it seem more interactive with the environment it's in. Because like, no spoilers, but I watched Captain Marvel today, and there's a scene where Nick Fury is stroking a cat.
Yeah.
Like the fur is like visually clipping through his fingers. It doesn't look like his fingers running through the fur.
It's actually
it's just a mess. Like, and it's only for a split second. But I was watching the cat and I thought, this is a real cat.
It's the uncanny valley, isn't it?
Yeah, and he picks it up. It's like a little moment where the fur kind of shifts within his fingers, and I'm like, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. No. But yeah, Marvel serious repeat offenders when it comes to that. Yeah,
terrible.
The Marvel.
They push out like 10.
I want to put that on this list.
The Marvels
in advance, because that's gonna be overlooked. That film is amazing. Big fan.
As you say so.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna watch it. Obviously, I'm quite excited for it. I think it'd be quite decent.
Good.
I think if anything is a testament to Dredd, it's the director and what he went on to do afterwards. So Alex Garland has done. Yeah, see, there you go. Look, Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Annihilation. What's the other one? Men, which is an interesting one. Huh?
Did he do Annihilation?
Yeah, he did Annihilation. Alex Garland. So. So he did Annihilation.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Trust me. I love that movie as well. So, again, top movie after top movie after top movie. Yeah. Men is an interesting one. But this combines interesting with amazing, I think.
This is his Hollywood debut?
I think so.
Oh,
yeah. So,
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, he did an excellent job on that.
Mm.
Number 4.
Yeah,
This is check mode again. So number 4 is... So this is the movie. Let's see if you can guess. So between the ages of like, it's probably 10, I want to say like 10 and like 13, I only ever saw the first 30 minutes of this movie about 4 separate times because BBC 3 used to always play it just before my bedtime. And you might not think it's overlooked because of the cultural impact it's had, but I don't think a lot of people know the source of the impact, if that makes sense.
If this is the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen...
No.
Okay.
You gotta trust me some more, man. Right, it came out in 2006.
Yeah.
It has... I won't give away the... the main character is portrayed by Hugo Weaving. And then the second main character is Natalie Portman.
Oh, V for Vendetta.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much do you think it costs?
$30 million?
No. But
okay.
Still not a lot.
Yeah.
So 54 mil again. I was young, but I don't remember marketing for this movie at all. I feel like it wasn't pushed heavy.
Fair.
But let's go with the gem.
It's a tough movie to push.
Yeah. How much do you think it got back?
Like 30 mil.
No, actually, it was a bit of a success. Oh. It was a bit of a success.
I want to clap for V for Vendetta.
Well done. Yeah. So it's another Alan Moore movie that Alan Moore no doubtedly hates.
But I think he hates them all, doesn't he?
Yeah. There's one that he tolerates, isn't there? I can't remember what it was now. But yeah, he must hate this. The idea of a big studio making 135 million quid about taking down the establishment. So the reason I put it in overlooked is because although it's made a bit of money, it didn't make loads. But considering how the period of about 2010 to 2020, that mask was everywhere.
True.
Everywhere. I don't think many people would know where it originally came from. I think people call it the anonymous mask now, more than they call it the V for Vendetta mask. I don't know.
Yeah, but wasn't it a Guy Fawkes mask before that?
Yeah, but like everyone's fashioned it on that, don't they? I might be in doubt because like I feel like that mask went around before that movie. I don't know. Like I said, I was young with it, so
I was younger, so
I
I don't have like a definitive answer to that. Yeah, I get you though. Yeah, when I saw Anonymous wearing it, I was like, "Oh, it's the mask from V for Vendetta."
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking that looks like Guy Fawkes.
No,
but yeah, okay, yeah, that's fair.
See where I'm coming from there.
That made way more money than I thought it did.
Yeah, it did.
Obviously, I was just way too young, but I don't remember like anyone ever really talking about that movie, especially when they talk about like comic book movies or graphic novel adaptation. Never really talked about.
Generally, when there was a movie that was on BBC 3 on a Thursday night,
tough sell.
I'm like, that movie's not been successful.
Yeah,
like that's how they've got it so cheap and then not been on a Saturday. Yeah, so I thought it's a good movie as well.
I think it's because it's not as good as the source material.
No,
I think that's okay.
I think
that's a good movie though.
It's fine. Yeah,
but I think once you read the book, then like Watchmen, you're like, okay, this is a little bit better. Yeah. This is considerably better. But yeah,
and I just like Natalie Portman. I think she's like the best actress in my lifetime. To be honest, I don't think she's gone wrong.
While Viola lives and breathes.
Yeah, listen. Don't revoke my card.
While Ryan Gosling, us, me and you, lives and breathes.
No, actress.
Okay.
But maybe
Ryan Gosling
actor.
could play a woman. But yeah,
because I mean, acting don't need to be. Acting is just acting.
I think she's good.
Tell me
I didn't like Black Swan.
You didn't like Black Swan?
I'm aware it's a good movie. Like, just fundamentally, like, it is a good movie. insists on magic.
Insists on itself. No, right. Let's move on then.
I like the action in this.
Agree, disagree?
Yeah, I think it's overlooked. I don't even ever talk about it, and I think even just the action in it, I think it's really cool. The effect is like the slow mo effects almost makes so nice. Yeah, I think it looks really tight. I think they managed to condense that graphic novel into like a 2-hour movie.
Yeah,
and it doesn't feel like, if you haven't read the source material, that anything's been cut out.
No, well, they didn't cut out very much. They didn't change very much in the sense of that like poetic dialogue. It feels like it shouldn't really work, but I think Hugo Weaving does a great job of making that work.
True thespian. That's the kind of thing that thespian can get away with. Thespian. Like you were saying last week with Ian McKellen and Patrick Stewart. Yeah,
sure.
Like
he had some chops there,
bro. Far From Home. I was watching that again the other day. Alfred Molina. Anyone else delivers those lines, you're like, that's ridiculous. But he puts everything into it. Everything into it.
They don't make them like that no more.
They don't.
Right. All right, so we'll go over the looks. I'm what, man? 2 for 4. No, 3. 2 for 4. 1 for 4. I'm trying to remember which one you agreed with now. You didn't like Shazam.
I said Shazam wasn't.
Oh, what did you think about Dread? Did you agree?
I said kind of not.
All right, we'll go with 2 out of 4.
2.5.
2.5 out of 4. I like that.
You've earned that. Okay. You've earned that.
Now this one, slam dunk in my book.
Okay.
Slam dunk in my book. I didn't watch this for a little while. I was just tired. I felt like there was a really nice. Careful. No, just wait.
No, just after you. There's a nice setup.
There's a nice footnote.
Yeah.
Before this movie, because it's a sequel, kind of. There was a nice footnote before this movie, and I thought, I don't need to watch another one of these movies for a little while. It's not going to get any better than this. And it wasn't better than the movies that came before it. And it got panned, made no money. I think it's still the biggest loss any comic book movie's ever made. It wasted at least 5 powerhouse actors. And I was like, oh, if everyone hates it, I won't be bothered. Just won't be bothered.
Oh my god, is this the Suicide Squad?
No. Okay. But you could have done the right line. Like it's a big cast. It's a big cast. And I watched it probably 2 years probably after it came out. And I was like, why does everyone hate this?
What year did it come out?
It came out in 2021? Hold on. 2021. Now, let's go through some of the cast. And I'll go through it.
Wait. So it did come out in 2021?
Came out in 2021. I'm going to go through it in ascending order. So I'm going to go from least famous probably to most famous.
Yeah.
Alright. Lauren Ridloff.
Wait, let me see her face. That name rings a bell.
I can't show the face because I ain't got the face up.
Okay, go get a face.
No, I don't want to give it away, but...
Okay.
Leah McHugh.
I don't know who that is.
Richard Madden.
Oh, great movie.
Eternals.
Yeah.
I liked Eternals.
Great movie.
I really, really liked it.
I think that's a great movie. I'm just going to keep saying great because I think it's a great movie. Yeah.
I will say there was a period where...
That's Lauren Ridloff, right?
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Any of the... Her or her could be Lauren Ridloff.
No, because that's Gemma Chan.
No, the little Viper thing. What's her power again? I can't remember.
I think it might be their power. I don't know.
But it was a little period, so was it like 3 hours long?
No!
It is.
It's not 3 hours long. I mean, it felt that way, but it wasn't 3 hours long.
There was definitely a period in the movie where I was like, you could have cut this out.
It's a slow burn.
It's almost 3 hours.
Is it?
Yeah, it's 2.5. 2:40.
Okay.
And I might have fallen asleep, but if I fell asleep, it wasn't for long.
Okay.
I woke up and they were fighting in a forest.
Oh, that's Barry Keegan's forest to you. They were fighting.
They were fighting in a forest.
Yeah.
And I can't quite remember how they got there, so I might have fallen asleep.
Okay. But I don't think there's a transition to that. I think they just go from... Yeah. I was a big fan.
Big fan of that movie. How much did it cost?
I batted for it. I'm going to say 200 mil. Yeah, sure. Yeah. It looks kind of dookie.
I reckon 100 million if that was on the cast, you know.
Oh, yeah, I reckon to get Angelina Jolie to do something other than charity work at this point, or Maleficent.
Big money. Sam Hyatt. Richard Madden was coming off some.
I don't think he's commanding that much.
Probably not. But I mean, he's getting money. What's my brother?
Brian Tyree Henry.
He getting some Get Out props at that point.
Get Out, Atlanta. He's Miles' dad in Spider-Verse, which I didn't realise. He's just doing everything. He's in all sorts.
Yeah, man, good cast. Hella good cast.
Yeah.
But the acting weren't great.
Let's be honest, Josiah.
No, it wasn't
Chuggy.
Great. There was some good moments.
Angelina Jolie
killed it.
Great job.
She killed it.
But you know what?
She always killed it.
Or the duck's back at this point. What else did we expect from Angelina Jolie?
This is what I mean.
Gemma Chan, I feel like Gemma Chan's performance is a little weird. Because we both know how good of an actress she is.
What? Why? She has her moments. But she is generally good.
Yeah.
I don't know why she was the main character. I'd rather she was.
That was a weird play, to be fair. But I guess out of all of them, who would you have put as the main character?
God knows. I don't know. Kit Harington was in this movie for like 10 minutes. I forgot about that.
That was just pointless.
So odd. Like
him and Richard Madden. That's hilarious, by the way. Because Richard Madden is positioned as the tallest person there. He's must be 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah, but some higher getting tall, is she?
She's not. But look, how they put him at the front. And then Kit Harington is 5'6", I think.
Yeah.
Just two short kings just heading up the front, man.
I haven't even done it yet. So it was 230 mil. It was not long after Endgame.
I'm gonna say,
and it was pushed heavy as well. It was at least 300 million. So you need 300 million.
I'm gonna say it hit 300 mil.
It did.
402.
However, says here, it was their biggest MCU.
Yeah.
Was their biggest box office disappointment.
Really?
And might have been, because all these things are unconfirmed, but it might have been the biggest loss of comic book movies ever made.
It should have been Quantumania.
Straight money.
It should have been Quantumania. This is a great movie because the overall story is kind of cool. I don't like that they're just robots. But I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
It grapples with things, existentialism, just the meaning of life, I think
it was too good for a Marvel movie, is what it was.
Yeah, I think it's bold, I think the character work, the character acting from all of these people is brilliant. Richard Madden, you can understand why he feels the way he feels. He's like a religious fundamentalist. Yeah. Everyone else is just great. Angelina Jolie, Barry Keoghan, except Sprite.
I didn't get the Sprite thing.
Not a fan of that.
So, why do you think it was underloved?
I'll tell you why. Because he's gay.
Okay.
Because they're all different ethnicities. Because she's deaf.
Yeah. And it was made by Chloe Zhao.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Because I remember people were dumping on this movie before it even came out. They were calling it just pandering, representation, blah, blah, blah. But it's dude, if you're just making a group of people who are supposed to blend in with humanity over all of history.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It makes sense for them to all be different ethnicities. And they are.
Oh, yeah.
And it works.
Do you think...
Well, there's 4 white people, but yeah.
But do you think that it being within the Marvel Universe held it back?
I think a little bit. I think it did well that it didn't have to deal with anything. It kind of talked about Endgame at the beginning, and that was it. I felt the excuses for them not really doing anything to help were kind of weak, kind of brushed under the rug. I feel like that could have been taken through the movie. I think with the colour work on all their outfits, the rest of the movie seems a little grey. the flashbacks when they're in Babylon, I thought was brilliant. So colourful, so fresh. But then when the dude, what are they fighting again? What are they called?
Deviants.
The Deviants, yeah, the Deviants. That's it. Sorry. So when the Deviants, which I guess like is not what Thanos is half deviant anyway, I don't understand, but yeah, I think that angle of them actually doing, you know, the right thing, I thought was kind of weird. But then also when it got into that super like aware deviant, I think the character design of that was really boring. Because, like I said, they've all got their distinct colour patterns and outfits, and they maintain them through the movie. The ship is just a big grey square, and in there is just grey, and then this big alien that they're fighting, also grey.
Yeah.
And then there's not much to him. It's just that.
Is that kind of not? So, and that's why I think Marvel kind of held it back, because Marvel would never have a palette that dull. Because even though these have got some colours in them, they are very
muted.
Yeah. That screenshot to me, if all I knew was DC or Marvel, that looks like a DC movie, old school DC movie.
The sand,
the Suicide Squad DC movie.
Why is the sand sort of grey?
Because it's not sand, it's dirt. That's what the world looks like, bro.
The sea is sort of grey.
That's what the world looks like.
The sky is sort of grey.
But that's what the world
just
looks like.
Just 3 different shades of just...
But that's what it looks like, man. So let the characters pop.
They're in the Pacific. I feel like it all should pop.
The Pacific's a big place. I don't know, man, like...
But yeah, their outfits should.
Their outfits pop.
Yeah. But yeah. But ultimately, I enjoyed it. And I think it was... I think it was hindered from the beginning. I think it's going to have the same problem the Marvels is going to have. It had the same problem that the Marvels is going to have. It's the same problem.
The end, the woke brigade.
Yeah, Captain Marvel, I feel like maybe overcame it a bit. I'm not sure of the numbers. There's that dude who watched it like 19 times. But yeah, I just think it was not set up to fail, but people set it up to fail. And also it's difficult, because it's the same thing with Marvel, what we were saying about Blue Beetle, where they've not been hinted at or teased in any way before.
No.
It's kind of like, big ensemble cast.
It was
watch
very
this.
thrown in.
Yeah, it makes when it comes in within the story, they're not dealing with anything that's already existing in the Marvel universe. You know, we've got hints of Celestials and Guardians of the Galaxy, and that's it.
That's it. At that point, there was nothing. At that point, the MCU was common folklore. More people knew about Iron Man than they would know about Hansel and Gretel. Right? So to assume you can just throw something in and people would just lap it up, I thought was a little bit misguided, because people weren't going to buy the whole thing about, they were there the whole time, but they just didn't intervene. They weren't going to buy that.
Because it's got to be specific.
It's got to be.
Shang-Chi was specific. It was like, if you're, Chinese, you're Chinese American, you're Asian American, this is going to be specifically for you.
Yeah.
Like, this is like a homage to all these old, movies from way back when. But this is...
It was very... I don't know who it's marketed to, because it's not a kid-friendly movie at all.
Yeah.
It's not a kid-friendly movie. But it wasn't gritty enough to be an adult superhero movie. And then also you can't market that within the MCU. And then I think you were right that the End Wokeism Brigade did have a lot to play in that. I think that there's a cocktail of things went wrong. It followed Endgame. I'm not really sure who it was marketed to.
This wasn't the first one.
It wasn't the first one, but
Spider-Man Far From Home?
No, this came out before Spider-Man Far From Home.
No.
But it did.
Not No Way Home, Far From Home. The second one.
Sorry. It came out after Far From Home.
Yeah.
But it also came out after Black Widow as well.
Oh, gosh.
But,
please don't tell me you put that on this list.
This is the last one.
Oh, okay, good. So that would have no place on this list.
I don't hate it.
I
don't love it. I wouldn't call it overlooked. I think it got what it deserved.
It bothers me that the End Wokeism Brigade was right about that one. You know?
Yeah.
You know, it was like,
we're right for the wrong reason.
Yeah, like, I'm not making the same point as you are. Yeah. Well, I'm making the same point as you are. We're both saying that this is bad, but our reasonings are very different.
Very, very different.
Yeah.
But they were wrong about this one.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I'd say it was a lot of fun. I think it dared to sort of go into topics, I think, which weren't really as heavily touched upon since maybe Iron Man 3. Yeah. And I think the Thor movies really could have done a lot with this. Like, maybe we're not the gods we think we are. Yeah. Is there a higher power than this, or are we not as important as we think we are? Like, could have been some really interesting storytelling with that. But
didn't do it. But
yeah,
I guess they didn't want to do it after this one bombed for doing it. And this one, I want to say, my one with a superhero movie, I think they saved a civilian's life.
Yeah, when they're in London, yeah.
Even in Babylon.
Yeah.
I think.
I think for me, the characters just, even for comic book fans, you know.
Yeah.
Like, it would, you know, if there was a New Gods movie tomorrow, right? How many people do you think would go watch that?
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah.
Disney recently bought X-Men, recently bought Fantastic Four, Daredevil back fully, and you chose these guys. I like the movie, but why did you choose these guys?
I don't know what they were expecting to happen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
yeah. Well, there was almost a New Gods movie. Do you remember?
Was there?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
The Wrinkle in Time lady, the director of the Wrinkle in Time, was told that she was going to make a New Gods movie, and then they canned it.
That wasn't. Who did the Wrinkle in Time?
I can't remember her name now.
It wasn't Ava. Don't say Ava.
It was Ava DuVernay. Yeah, I think it was Ava DuVernay.
Really? I don't know a single. That movie was meant to be like super expensive, and I don't know a single one. I don't know a single thing about
That's a big bomb, apparently.
It's got Oprah in it. Am I right?
Oprah.
That little girl. She was in that thing.
Yeah, Annie.
Yeah. She's got the it's like Ocho Cinco. I can't remember what her name is. Yeah.
Actually, that's one in its own. What were the comic movies that were canned? I know, there's going to be a lot of DC movies in this one. Comic movies that were planned and announced and then just disappeared. Because I'm sure, I haven't made this up, I swear they announced a New Gods movie and it just never came out.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
She was going to do Naomi as well. I remember.
Oh, yeah.
And
why are they doing that? That character's like 2 years old.
I didn't. Dad read that series ahead of me.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, like...
It's great.
He was like, it's great, but the whole thing is like a dad's a superhero. But you don't know who the superhero is in the original run. And then when he told me the superhero was just like a nobody, I was like, I don't want to read this. I just never saw it through, but yeah.
So let's do that. Sometime.
Lade's got to be on there. I saw some more about Mahershala Ali's just losing his head.
I bet he is.
Like, because it's been like 6 years. It's just been ages since that movie was announced.
It still may beat Flash though. Announced in 20.
Flash is crazy. I would like to submit Flash to this list.
As overlooked? Okay, so out of the 5 I picked, you got 3.5. Happy with that?
Yeah.
3.5, cool. Flash.
I would like to submit Flash to this list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's have a quick look. So tell me why you think Flash is overlooked.
I think it would probably cost about 250 million to make and made about 400 million.
And it took 10 years to make, didn't it?
Yeah. Didn't show that, I will say. And the CGI was absolute dog water.
Mm-hmm.
But they wasted, that use of Batman was really weird. But I really liked, is it Sasha Calle, a Supergirl?
Yeah, she was good.
Yeah, terrific job.
I agree.
Michael Shannon was fuming. He said, I felt like they were using us as like
action figures. You're meant to convince me this is overlooked.
I'm saying that the movie itself it could have been better, but I think the storyline was fine. I think the shoehorning in about the multiverses was just weird.
Mm-hmm.
I think the ending was dumb with the Batman. I don't know where that leaves us.
Convince me, bro.
But Ezra Miller, crazy as they might be, bought their A game.
So, I think the weakest thing about that movie, that CGI was terrible.
Yeah.
The multiverse shooting was odd. But the worst thing about that movie for me is I found Ezra Miller really grating. And then for most of the movie, there were 2 Ezra Millers. Now, there is a 10-minute scene. There is a 10-minute scene where I thought, okay, he's done a good job there. Really,
the supermarket scene.
The supermarket scene.
Oh, real tears.
That was very good.
Yeah.
Very, very good. For the remaining 134 minutes, he was doing my head in. I don't find it charming. I don't find that.
Yeah, but that's not him. That's the younger version of him.
No, but he was doing that as well.
What I enjoyed is that there's a moment where he recognises how annoying he must be to other people.
Yeah, but then why did he carry on?
But he doesn't. There's a real tonal shift after that where he becomes then like how everyone else is to Flash in the other movie.
Yeah, but so why I need to carry on being like that to Flash because that other Flash is
like
still
a buddy
doing
cop. You've got a straight man. You've got the goofy.
Yeah,
man,
but
and I really like
the goofy guy's meant to be funny in it. No, when he made me laugh.
I thought he was quite funny.
Okay.
I thought that was. I was a big fan of that, and I was a big fan of that shtick. Okay. I think it worked well, and I think it probably could have continued that way without Supergirl and Batman. I think that was just a ploy to bring in more people, but it ended up messing up the movie. I think it was weird with the Kryptonians. I think it leaves you in that position where you're, in terms of power scaling, where this guy's molly-whopping Kryptonians like left, right, and centre. It's like,
huh?
Yeah.
But they didn't have their powers at that point. But they didn't explain that either. But they remember the Kryptonians didn't gain their powers till they took their masks off.
Is it?
Yeah, in Man of Steel. Because I remember thinking that, and then I was like, oh yeah, in Man of Steel, none of them actually had powers until they went down to Earth. And took their stuff off.
Okay. Yeah.
So they had to be there for a while to gain their powers, basically.
I really like that. Like the opening, saving people. It looked awful, but saving people. The tie-in with Batman, but then that Batman's not really an integral part to the story, and I thought that was cool. It's kind of just like feels more, like you were in a world. People say, "Well, where was so and so when this was going on?" I thought that was cool, but
you're not going to convince me.
I'm not going to convince you, but that's my suggestion.
Cool. How much do you think it costs? Bearing in mind,
I think it costs $250 million.
You don't think it costs?
I think it costs $250 million.
You ain't far off. It cost 220 million quid.
Yeah.
As we touched on, it took almost 10 years to release.
Yeah.
After it went through 7 writers, 3 directors, and several Ezra Miller arrests.
Phil Lord and Chris Miller would not let us.
3 Batmans, 2 Batmans, 2 Batmans, 2 Supermen.
The Rock and then not The Rock.
The Rock and then not The Rock. So 220 million. I think that's conservative. I think it cost way more than that.
Yeah, I think they're not disclosing.
And then the marketing, which they did try a lot of. How much do you think it got at box office?
I said about 400 million.
In box office?
Yeah. 200 million?
Oh, okay, a bit higher than that.
250 million.
270 million.
Yeah, it just
that
budget
at least 100 million.
Just does not show at all.
No.
Ezra Miller obviously didn't help the marketing of that movie, but I don't think anyone didn't watch it because Ezra Miller was up to some sort of shenanigans.
I don't think. Yeah, I think
people heard that it looked bad.
Yeah.
And it was goofy, and the screenshots of stuff got leaked. But
Writer strike too, I guess, as well.
I think the actual Flash stuff, him moving, I think it was done really well.
Yeah,
which is
fine.
the bare minimum in a Flash movie.
Yeah.
Everything else, not so great.
Yeah, there's No. Any others pop to mind for you? Right, Gruffalo.
Yeah. League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. Maybe Watchmen. I don't know how much that made.
Okay. So what? Okay, that's an interesting shout.
Once again, nowhere near as good as the comic, but as a movie, just by itself, as someone who watched the movie before they read the graphic novel, I thought that was really good. I thought that was really tight. I think they're able to make a very coherent and cohesive movie out of it without a lot of the backstory that's provided within the comic.
Okay.
But then I also think that the Watchmen TV show that follows on from the graphic novel is way better.
Yeah. Does it enhance the movie or make the movie look worse?
But I think it makes the movie look worse because it shows that you could have just done the source material completely faithfully. Because the show carries on from the graphic novel, not the movie.
Not the movie, yeah. So it's actually a squid rather than a...
Yeah.
I think I actually would have preferred it if it veered from the source material more rather than just right at the end.
Right. Seems a weird time to sort of diverge.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was a decent enough movie. How much do you think it cost?
I'm gonna say 100 mil.
A bit more actually.
Really?
Yeah,
This was 2009 as well.
Yeah, 150 mil.
Ooh.
That wasn't... So it's
Zack
2009.
Snyder did not earn that budget by that point.
I was going to say, what had he done before then?
300.
Before 2009?
Yeah, it's 2005, I think.
Was it?
Yeah. And I don't know anything else before that. Because Sucker Punch was like 2011.
Yeah, Sucker Punch would have been after this. Dawn of the Dead, that's what it would have been. Dawn of the Dead was pretty successful, to be fair. How much do you think it made?
200 mil? 250 mil?
That's not far off either. 184.
Really?
184.
That's bad.
It's a big loss.
That's bad.
Yeah. And I can see why it made that loss though. It's a tough thing to sell. The Watchmen's not a fun comic book to read.
It's
very
almost
dour.
It's almost like V for Vendetta, but for America in the same time period.
Yeah.
Like, it's tough. But like, if you're into historical politics, because I guess no one's...
It's very...
Yeah, like, that works if you understand sort of the socio-political context of both those movies. If you have no idea about Thatcherism, or... It's Reagan in Watchmen, isn't it?
Nixon, I think.
Nixon is 80... Is it in 84?
If it's 84, it's Reagan.
Whichever one it is, like, you know, the like sort of geopolitical landscape of the time in terms of like the Cold War.
Well, it could have been anywhere in the Cold War, really. Couldn't it?
Yeah. I think it's really good. I think also just the way the graphic novel kind of has the ability to sort of poke fun at the nature of heroes and comic books itself. I think the movie could have had a really good opportunity to do the same, but with superhero movies. But it didn't really have that self-awareness to it.
And superhero movies weren't as in the zeitgeist at that point.
That is true, but by 2009 there'd been a few, in a 10-year period.
There'd been a few, but I feel like no one really took them seriously.
They're all very different.
They're very different.
Yeah.
But now that I think that there's a monotone superhero film now for movies, and I think it would be way easier to do that in 2023.
Yeah, fair.
I just don't think anything Alan Moore makes is very translatable to a wide audience. I think it's as in it's brilliant, but it's not something people will flock out to the cinema to watch because it's deep. So some people don't want to go watch comic book movies to think about life, think about how terrible the world is.
Well, the same.
And as good as his comic writer as he is, he's not. It's probably a reason he lives in a cave. Doesn't get on with people very well.
I'm surprised Sandman did so well on Netflix.
Oh yeah, as am I. But like, we have numbers. Like, did it actually do that well?
Well, they commissioned season 2 the day after it came out. Yeah. In fact, the dude I know is working on set on that actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well,
is it the same guy that gave us the leaks about? Is it?
No. He had to. What?
The same guy that took after.
Okay. But actually, it might be then. But he had to stop obviously because of the strikes. But yeah, like apparently that's like a huge production.
Okay.
At the moment, so.
DX1 was a huge production. But do it off mic because
But
yeah. So okay. Alright, okay, I'll throw that on there. I think it probably is over. I think it's a good movie. It's a great story. it probably didn't deserve to make a loss.
Watchmen.
Yeah, I wouldn't say Watchmen deserved to make a loss.
Yeah.
So 2-4. Just.
I got it. I'm now just checking. I'm pretty sure.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, because that I thought I was slightly off. That's why I said in the same vein. Yeah, Sandman is Neil Gaiman, not Alan Moore.
Oh right.
That's my bad. My bad, OG.
My bad. But it is the same sort of thing. It's a tough topic. But yeah, I think that's us.
And you don't want to touch on League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
I don't want to touch on League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. That's my own guilty pleasure. I'm very aware that's a bad movie.
Dude, Neil Gaiman did Stardust. That's got to be on the list.
Is it? Yeah.
That's got to be on the list. I was in work batting for that movie today.
Stardust is a comic book.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I had no idea either.
Check the box office return on that movie now.
All right. So, Stardust. How much do you think the best movie of all time Stardust made?
Oh.
Well, how much do you think it cost to make?
Cost to make.
Yeah.
Mate.
Think of the cast.
Big names in there. De Niro.
Yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer's in there.
Yeah.
Charlie Cox before he was Charlie Cox.
Yeah, I feel like that was kind of...
You could have got him to do that for free, really.
Him and Henry Cavill, yeah, that's free cash.
Who else is in that?
Mate, Claire Danes.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know if she was popping at that time, but
no,
Claire
she
Danes,
was. Who else? I haven't seen that movie in time. I reckon it cost 100 million because it was 2006.
Close.
Okay.
Tone it down a bit, I would say.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
75?
Yeah, roughly. So
really?
Between 70 and 88 million.
Okay.
And
how much it taking?
It's not awful, but 137 million.
Yeah, it's a loss though. That's a loss.
Roughly.
I can't believe that.
They had Take That on the soundtrack as well, lest we forget.
They had Take That on the soundtrack.
Yeah.
That's the most overlooked movie of all time. How has that movie made a loss? That's
crazy.
Me. That's actually angered me.
Yeah.
There you go. Scratch all this list.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Stardust was a comic book. That's the most overlooked comic book movie of all time.
Fair.
Everyone go watch Stardust. You all should have seen it by now, but go watch Stardust. I actually cannot believe I'm
batting for this
that's actually
16-year-old movie.
That's actually angered me.
It's a great movie.
That's an incredible
Where
movie.
else are you going to see Robert De Niro cross-dressed with through space pirate?
I feel like everyone I talk to seen it. How's that movie made a loss?
I think maybe no one watched it in theatres.
Maybe.
It's kind of a weird thing to market because we watched it as kids, but it's not quite a kids movie. Yeah, we got it on DVD.
Did we watch it in cinema? Did we?
No, because it's kind of not really. You know, that whole thing with the cross-dressing pirates, but then like one of them just knows exactly what ladies like.
It's a bit sexy as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not really a kids movie, but it's not quite an adults movie, but it's not a teen movie either.
It's pre-YA as well.
Yeah,
it doesn't have a YA tone.
Jennifer Lawrence had not saved the young adults by that point.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. Let's throw that right on there. That's a hard agreement.
Yeah, Stardust. We'll
on
call that. How much did we? We call that 4.5 out of 7.
4.5 out of 7. 100% agree. Shaking on it. I think that's us for today, man. So next time we'll have a look at the next week we'll look at movies that were scrapped before they'd even maybe even reached filming or after. And I think there's quite a few examples of that.
Suggestion. What if we brought forward some suggested plots for those movies?
I think that's a great idea.
Then we can decide maybe who's got the coolest plot.
So we'll come together, we'll come up with a list.
Yeah.
We'll meet each other.
Yeah.
We'll go away.
Mm-hmm.
We'll come up with a plot for the movies on those lists.
I'm here for that.
Come.
Oh.
Something
happened there.
Something's happened. Hey, man. Till next time.
Perfect. How long was that? And is it?